Hey everybody, it's Dave from Pro Supply, and this is Wes. He's our service technician, warehouse director, right-hand man, left-hand man. He does it all. So he does everything in the warehouse, including service, repairs, installs, including vacuum repair, grinder repair, and everything else. So today we're going to show you how to change the brushes. These are the little brushes that go into the vacuum motors. So there's different types of motors. There's brush motors and there's brushless motors. This unit specifically has motors with brushes. So if you're using your vacuum or dust collector and all of a sudden one of the motors stops working and you can't figure out why, you do not necessarily have to buy a whole new motor. You can just get the new brush, put it in. These are, I don't know, $6 each instead of spending $100 to $200 on a whole new motor. So we're going to demonstrate how to take the head of the vacuum off, access the tops of the motors, and change out these brushes. Each motor has two brushes. So this unit has two motors. So 2 motors times 2 brushes. We have 4 brushes to replace. It's kind of like brake pads in your car. Generally, if you're gonna replace one, just replace them all at the same time because they are gonna wear a little bit different, but you wanna have all new ones. You don't wanna just do one at a time. You wanna change them all so that way they wear as even as possible. So first we're gonna demonstrate taking out this lid. Go ahead, Wes. There's gonna be 6 screws throughout the top here, and it's all just regular Phillips head. And then this top lifts up, and underneath it, there's more screws. And of course, while you're doing this, make sure the vacuum is not plugged in. And you'll notice a little dust in here, and there's actually, I don't know, yeah, a little bit of glue from the circuit board. As you're taking this apart, anytime you do take it apart, I recommend getting an air hose and just blowing all out the dust, you know, just because you are in there. It's good to have that cleaned out every once in a while. So on the top of this right now, there's a little bit of a foam gasket or a seal. Usually they just have a little piece of plastic, but it looks like this one for some reason has a foam gasket in there. So this is the brush that's on the motor, and it's inserted like that. And this is the replacement. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna take this wire off, and then we're gonna pull this out, and we're gonna release this and put it in. And if you look at this one here, there's lots of material left that's spring loaded. So think of it like the brake pad in your car. We've got a lot of meat left. This brush is not ready to change. We're gonna put this back in, but it's essentially the same thing as this one here. You can see the tab for the wire connector there. When they come from the factory, they come pressed in like this. And the way you release that so that it pops out is there's a little tab right there. So what you would do is stick your screwdriver down in there and just lift on that tab just a little bit, and that takes pressure off the side of it, and then it pops out. I'm not gonna do it to this because we don't want this to pop out, but that's how you do it. There's just this little piece here, release that, that'll spring out, and then this just gets put right back in. It seats, it clicks in a little bit, push that tab down, insert the wire, and then you just kind of secure that. There's a little piece of plastic here on the side of the motor that grabs it. On the back side of the motor, there's another one here. So you have one on each side. And you'll notice it's the black wire that goes to the brush. That's pretty much it. And then to put it all back together is just the reverse of taking it apart. So we'll take this part here and we'll lift this back up and over. Now that the middle part is secured, now we're going to do the top lid. And when you're re-screwing these back together, you don't want to wrench it down too tight because you're just screwing them into plastic. You don't want to torque it down a lot because you'll strip it all out. Just screw it down so it's snug. And that's it. It's back together. It's ready to go. You can plug it in, test it out, and then when you do turn it on, you can listen or feel and check to make sure that both vac motors are turning on and functioning properly. If you notice that only one turns on and the other one does not, take it back apart. Maybe you forgot to put a wire back on, or maybe you broke something as you were playing around in there, but when you put it back together, everything should function properly. And again, don't forget to blow all the dust out before you put everything back together, just to keep it clean. and then you're all set. Thanks for watching.